Good morning, everybody. I thought I'd come on a couple of minutes early just to frame this. Day 2. I don't think I've ever been as stressed as I was yesterday in my whole life. But we got through it without too many hitches. But I'm not totally stressed about it, so I'm getting used to the challenge, I think. Just to frame this, yesterday, General McCraven, he was talking about what starts here changes the world. And today, I'm kind of focusing on, but what he said was it didn't matter if you were in the military. His lessons came from the military, but they apply to everyone. And this little project that I'm kind of going to show you guys now is about running, about distance running, about a project to try and get someone to run a marathon under 2 hours, which is considered humanly impossible. And Eliud's hashtag was "No human is limited," and that's the message I want people to get from this. When it doesn't matter whether you're a runner or not. The fact that someone's pushing the boundaries of human capabilities, that's what it's about. That's what I'm trying to provide as an inspiration to you guys to be able to apply that to your own lives. And so when you see that somebody's done something, then you know it can be done. You can do it. There's no reason why you can't do it. And so that's the message behind this little video that I'm going to be showing you this morning before we get started. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Welcome to Vienna. Down there is a 4.3-kilometre stretch of road where one man will attempt to go where no man has been before, pushing his body and mind to the limit with the aid of scientific research and meticulous preparation. Kenya's Eliud Kipchoge will hope to run 26.2 miles in under 2 hours, and in doing so, he will break one of the great sporting barriers of our time.
What light, what future exists if we abandon the quest to discover the very limits of human endurance?
I don't believe in a limit. That's what pushes me.
To be human is to constantly evolve.
Bannister goes streaking forward the mile in 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds.
To run faster.
Owens wins at 10.3.
To reach further.
This 18-year-old girl succeeded where men had failed.
Scale new heights, pushing the human body to its absolute physical and mental limits.
That's one small step for man.
This is what separates us.
One giant leap for mankind.
As we strive towards a new era of human achievement.
It's about making history.
Owens is ahead, and Bannister has done it.
It's about leaving legacy in this world.
Eliud Kipchoge is the world's greatest marathon runner. At 34, he's the official world record holder. He has 8 victories in big city marathons. He's the Olympic champion from Rio. And of course, there was that one failed attempt to go under 2 hours 2 years ago in Monza. But this is different. Lessons were learnt from Monza, and no stone has been left unturned in the preparation for this attempt to go under 2 hours.
Kipchoge is the champion again, absolutely supreme.
This is one man trying to run under 2 hours, which has never been done before in the history of mankind. He's the only athlete in the world capable of doing this.
He is 3 times Abbott World Marathon Major World Champion, current world record holder, Olympic champion. He is absolutely the GOAT of marathon running.
Eliud is extremely consistent. in his life and in his running.
Very disciplined, obviously unbelievable talented, nice, humble, beautiful person. I think especially the thing about him is his incredible working ethic.
He's carrying with him values that all of us in whatever level in our society or in life can learn something from. Eliud said many times, 100% of me is nothing compared to 10% of the group.
I totally believe in myself, believe in my technical team, believe in my teammates, believe in my training, and that's what pushes me beyond the body. The 159 challenge, it's about making history. It's about leaving legacy in this world. It's about actually giving information to the whole world that no human is limited.
So after a few contenders, it was Vienna that came out on top. And the course is absolutely perfect. It's a 4.3-kilometre straight that will be raced 4.4 times with 2 roundabouts, one at either end. And the city itself ideal because it is a microclimate and the temperature predicted to be absolutely perfect for marathon running with very low chance of rain. You can see they're tree-lined as well with crowds along the side. So let's join our commentary team now, headed by Chris Dennis.
What on earth is going through the mind of Eliud Kipchoge? How quickly, how fast is his heart beating?
5.
We have liftoff. Apollo Kipchoge is up and away, and the challenge, very easy to say, to run 26.2 miles, 42.2 kilometers in under 2 hours. Very easy to say, rather more difficult to achieve. And they're on their way on the Reichsbrücke, traveling over the Danube, and they will be heading into the Prater very, very shortly indeed. Shalane and Ed have joined me in the commentary box. And Shalane, former winner, of course, of the New York Marathon just, 2 years ago. In these early kilometers, what's most important for Eliud?
He's just looking at the back of his pacers, looking at the back of specifically Bernard Lagat right there. They've been practicing all week, these formations. He's very familiar with these guys. He's very comfortable. So he's just finding his rhythm, settling into pace, turning off the brain, saving all that mental energy for when it really starts to get tough and hurt, which is inevitable in the marathon.
So into the second minute of this extraordinary challenge here, and of course the crowd is really building already. We're expecting 20 to 25,000 people lining the route. It's absolutely perfect. It's tailor-made for spectating here. The Prater, the green lung, if you like, of Vienna, the largest park in the capital city of Austria, is going to be packed here. It's perfect. There's not a breath of wind. We're looking at beautiful autumnal colours, and they make their way. Ed has joined us also in the commentary box. We're going to talk about the pacing in great detail throughout the next 2 hours, Ed, but just give us a sense of how revolutionary this open V formation is.
Well, it just looks like it shouldn't work. They're running with this wide front, and it's a reverse V, and you think, well, how can that work? But everyone tells me that it reduces drag on Eliud, and they've done all the testing that they need to do to ensure that it's actually the optimal formation.
2 men behind, of course, as we've said, and we'll introduce you to the new teams as they come and go. The drop-in, drop-out function or system is going to be absolutely key, so we'll be making sure that we talk you through that. But essentially, in terms of formation, it's 2 at the front, 2 behind them, then the captain, and in this case it's Bernard Lagat, the multiple world and Olympic champion. There he is, centre picture, with all that experience at 44 years old. Eliud, of course, in the white, right at the heart of it, and then the 2 wingmen behind. And the way they come in and out will be absolutely key. The magic figure of 250 something has been achieved. It means they're through the first kilometre. We're approaching the time for the phase changeover. And as I think Shalane was likening, here we go. Shalane, talk us through this.
Yeah, I was likening it to in the U.S., a NASCAR pit stop where we change out tires, fine-tune the machine. Same thing goes here for Elliott. He's switching out and getting fresh runners that are hopefully smoothly transitioning into formation so that Elliott can just draft and conserve as much energy as possible.
Well, you can see there Bernard Lagat just giving a little hand clap, and he just peels away. And Ed, as a first transition, and here's the new team taking over, Team 2, with Eric Kiptanui now taking the Lagat role as the captain, just ahead of Elliott himself.
You get this beautiful rhythm, and he's slightly in trouble when he stops brushing lint. So, right now he looks super relaxed, and it doesn't look like this pace is hurting him too much. But let's see how he goes.
You can see the recent splits there. The 2:50 mark in green means that he's on schedule for a sub-2-hour marathon pace. 2:52 and 2:51 in the red means he's just outside. He's been twice on target and twice just outside. Overall, look, 8 seconds inside. It just shows us, Ed, even in these early stages, just how challenging it is.
Yeah, I mean, they want to run even splits, but it is impossible to run completely even kilometers one after another. So what we're talking about here is someone trying to get as close as they can to 2:50 for as long as possible.
As things stand, he is 8 seconds in. The speed here, it's worth Shalane just reflecting on this and just trying to put it into some sort of layman's terms. He is going to be running, or trying to run consistently, at 13 miles an hour, 21 kilometers an hour. Extraordinary.
It's mind-blowing. I challenge people to go out to their local track and just run one lap, 400 meters of the track in 68 seconds. I bet you not many people can do that. So that just goes to show, and Elliott has to do that.
105 times.
Yes, thank you for doing the math. 105 times. And here we approach the third transition here.
Team 3 just about to take over, the captain Brett Robinson, and again we'll introduce you to the members of Team 3, but it's again another very smooth transition. There we can say Henrik Ingebrigtsen, Philip as well, and Jakob centre of picture, all fresh, as Shalane was saying, from the World Championships in Doha. Again, marks out of 10, Ed, for that transition.
I think that one was the best one yet.
Agreed, that looks so smooth. It could be the fact that three brothers are so accustomed to running together, but that looked really smooth.
And the crowd appreciated it as well. You can hear them tapping on the sides there, absolutely fully dialed in. There is Elliott. We've been talking about all sorts of things, and of course we shouldn't forget that the man at the heart of this whole day, this whole several months, years of planning, is Elliott Kipchoge.
I'm noticing just a small gap from him to Matt Centrowitz, and I don't know if it was him just giving a little space or if he's kind of falling off a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully he tucks right back in there with Matt.
So through 20 kilometres, 2:52, so just outside the desired 2:50 pace for a sub-2-hour marathon. But the green boxes show that those kilometres were within the target, and you can see netting out of all that, we are still 9 seconds inside sub-2-hour pace. 1:59.59, of course, is the target. Maybe even better than that. And the next milestone, Ed, will be the halfway mark. And a reminder that in Monza 2 years ago, when he had his first attempt at breaking the sub-2-hour marathon, he went through in 59.57.
Yeah, so we're looking for anything in the high 59s is good. So let's see. I was noticing that gap as well to Matt Centrowitz, and I was thinking maybe that's just the turn. Sometimes they get a bit strung out, and I don't think we've seen them from the side really on the turn, but it seems to have closed up a little bit.
I do see a little bit of strain maybe on his face. He's kind of puffing his cheeks, maybe doing a little smiling. It means he's working hard. as it should be. It should be hard. But I can see some signs that I didn't see about 5K ago that he's working.
I think he's
already working.
Yeah, I think he's having a little difficult little patch.
Yeah. The last K, I guess, was 2:52 we're getting. For the 22nd K and the 21st K was 2:48. But yeah, distraction. It's all about mental distraction to take yourself out of the moment.
30 kilometers have been completed, and let's just go back to Monza just as a little guide, because in Monza he was 2 seconds outside of sub-2-hour marathon pace.
Yeah, he's doing fantastically well. I saw a little grimace there, so obviously it's hurting. It would hurt doing this.
Be expected.
We are approaching 35 kilometers. We've got, just over 20 minutes of running to get Eliud Kipchoge home over the finish line inside the 2-hour mark. Just to stress, this has never been done before. No, it won't be a world record, but the whole point of this exercise, if you're just joining us, was not to break world records. He's already got the world record. This was stretching the limits. What is the limit of human endeavor? And as the hashtag we've been using said, and as Eliud says so eloquently, no human is limited. He wants to do something that has never been done before. We've had a man on the moon. We've had Roger Bannister breaking the 4-minute mile 65 years ago. We've had Edmund Hillary on Everest all those years ago. This would be along the same lines. This will be an achievement of that magnitude. No human is limited, and we are now, Ed, into the last 20 minutes of this being a reality.
I'm just watching his face here, and it is absolutely fascinating. His eyes are like dinner plates. He's having to talk himself through this. He's telling himself that he's got it, he's smiling a lot. It is like it's like a man who's told himself to dismiss what his body is telling him.
Yeah.
His body is saying, stop.
As the final team take over at 38 kilometers, led by Captain Legat. There he is, itching to go. Bernard Legat, a 5-time Olympian, 44 years old, 13 world and Olympic medals to his name, and he is going to slot into place and Shalane try and bring Eliud home.
This is the moment when you're in a track race and you go ding, 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 last lap. This is what we're going into. That was the ding, 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 the last lap. Eliud said last night, I don't know where the limits are, but I'd like to go there.
Just over 4 minutes to go, and the pacemakers we are expecting to peel off and let him have the Hauptallee to himself to enjoy the moment, an historic moment as we click ever closer to the magic figure of 1:59.59. As things stand, he will be comfortably inside 2 hours. Ed, how are you feeling from here?
I feel like a bundle of nerves. Who thought they were going to see this in 2019? We haven't seen it yet, but who thought that this was possible in 2019? Yes, there are some, parts of this which are, artificial in terms of the pacemakers, whatever. It's not a race. But who thought you'd see someone run sub-2 in 2019? It is beyond the imagination.
When the conversation first started for the sub-2 effort, I said, no way in my lifetime will I witness the sub-2-hour marathon. I truly did not believe I would be able to witness something like this.
Well, the pace car will be peeling away at 41 kilometers, and then it'll be down to the pacemakers themselves to bring Eliud home, and all being well, they will then peel off as well and leave Eliud to run home the final few hundred meters. 1.2 kilometers to go. He is almost there. He has one hand on history here in Vienna. There's Grace, his wife, looking on. She's never seen him race before in the flesh, remember. What a moment for her. What a moment for the children. The pace car is gone. We've lost the laser. It's now all down to Eliud and the pacemaker.
The gloves are off.
He's getting quicker.
Today is all about Vienna. Today is all about Eliud Kipchoge. We're down to the last couple of minutes to bring him home. Ed, some final thoughts from you.
I'm overjoyed that particularly this man has got to do this. It's not just the barrier being broken, it's something that has existed in this person's head for so long, and it's so gratifying to watch him achieve that.
He's almost there. He can see the finish line. That's the view from Eliud Kipchoge. You can see the finish line where we are looming into view. 1:57 and approaching 1:58. I think we can say with some certainty
there
now
he goes.
he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's
right
going.
There. He's telling him to move away.
Come on, he says. Come on, this is it. Shalane, a final thought from you.
This is incredible. Eliud's performance is such a gift to the world. His running is a gift to all of us. I feel so blessed to be here today. I hope everyone can hear me smiling through this microphone right now. I cannot stop smiling.
500 meters to go. He has the Hautale to himself. All the pacemakers have let him go. As Ed said, he is sprinting into the history books here. They're cheering him on. 400 meters to go. Let's bring him home. This is history unfolding on the streets of Vienna this morning. It's a Saturday run like we've never seen before. Listen to the noise. The crowd getting right behind him. Goodness me, 300 meters to go. He can see the finish line here. Neil Armstrong we had on the moon in 1969. We had Roger Bannister, the 4-minute mile 65 years ago. Edmund Hillary, the first man to climb Everest in 1953. We have 1 minute to go. Eliud Kipchoge is on his way here.
It's not going to be a minute.
This humble farmer who used to run 2 miles to school every day and back. He used to go to the nearest town on his bike to sell milk at the local market. And now, through hard work and discipline, he's pointing. Come on, he says. Eliud Kipchoge has the hand of history on his shoulder. He has less than 200 meters to go. Eliud Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock, into the final 20 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge, on his shoulder, 140, the unofficial time.
There's his wife.
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books in Vienna. 1:59.40, the unofficial time. The first man to run a marathon in under 2 hours. One final lung-busting stride for Kipchoge. One giant leap for human endeavor. And you know, Kipchoge was right. No human is limited. And now he can celebrate. He has done it. And to Roger Bannister, Neil Armstrong, Edmund Hillary, we can now add the name of Eliud Kipchoge.
I'm feeling good. It has taken 65 years for a human being to make history in sport. After Roger Bannister made history in 1954, it took another 63 years. I tried and I did not get. Now it's 65 years. I have tried. I'm the happiest man to run under 2 hours in order to inspire many people, to tell people that no human is limited. You can do it. I'm expecting more of the athletes in this all over the world to run under 2 hours after today.
Well, we have witnessed history. It has been an incredible 2 hours here in Vienna. You were part of history. Goodbye.
Okay, so the whole point of me playing this for you was to show you that whole point that he's trying to make, that no human is limited. I think he talked about Roger Bannister, so I think it would be good to go back and actually look at what happened in 1954 when Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. In those days, it was believed that there's no way that a human can run under 4 minutes, and then he went and did it. And 6 weeks after he did that, he ran 3:59.4 when he broke the 4-minute mile. 6 weeks after that, a guy called John Landy, Australian guy who I think he was actually running in New Zealand, he ran 3:58.0. Okay, that's almost a second and a half faster. And on the track at those levels, that's like more than 10 meters. It's absolute hiding. And it wasn't considered an official world record. I don't think they had more than one timekeeper or whatever. But both of them, another 6 weeks or so later, they both went to Vancouver for the Empire Games. And now racing on the track with no pacemakers and pace setters and any of that, like a full-on race. Roger Bannister ran 3:58.8 or something. And although he beat John Landy still finished under 4 minutes. And the whole thing is that now that one person did it, it's now possible, right? And that's really the message, that if someone else has done it, there's absolutely no reason why you can't do it. And if you're one of those trailblazers that wants to try and do something that's never been done before, there's no reason that you shouldn't go out and try and do that as well. So if you can indulge me for another 3.5 minutes or so, I'd like to just play you a video that goes back to that 4-minute mile. And it has an overdub of Les Brown, which is a bit rah-rah for me, but I couldn't find a better one to try and illustrate the lesson in this, that this applies to everybody. It's got nothing to do with athletics. It's got to do with human possibilities. So hopefully I can get this to work properly, and I'll see you guys after this.
The reason sport is attractive to many of the general public, not to some intellectuals, is that it's filled with reversals. What you think may happen doesn't happen. A champion is beaten. The target of the 4-minute mile then came into view. It was talked about in the 30s and the Swedes got very close, but it had just taken us after the war to gradually come down to a time closer. It had conspired to become a possible barrier, physical or psychological. It wasn't, in my view, physical, but it did become, to some extent, psychological. And it was really an example, I don't know whether the word paradigm is correct, paradigm of human achievement in a purely athletic sense. What the limits are to what the body can do.
Well, most people, ladies and gentlemen, when something happens to them, what they do is they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. And they can't see the possibility of it being any different. Example, before April 1954, the common belief, the universal belief, because it had been tried again and again and again and people had failed, the belief was that man was not physically capable of breaking the 4-minute barrier, that he could not run a mile in less than 4 minutes. That was the belief on the planet. It had never been done.
And you're very close, but you get very tired and there's a certain amount of pain and you slow up. You think you're going faster, but your legs are so tired that you are in fact slowing. I did collapse at the end.
Here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Bannister came along, and he broke the 4-minute barrier. Now here's what's significant about that. Since that time, up to this day, over 20,000 people have done it, including high school kids. What changed? 20,000 people, what changed? Here's what happened when they got on the track. They knew it had been done. And because they knew it had been done, there was a new belief about this barrier, about this goal that was unreachable. And those 20,000 people got in the race believing, knowing in their heart that someone had done it, that it's possible for them to do it. And I'm saying that if you know anybody that had some goal, some dream, something they wanted to do, and they did it, then I'm saying that you know in your heart that if someone has done it, then you can do it.
Okay, so that's the message for this morning. No human is limited. And the theme for this whole conference that started out with the talk by General McRaven yesterday, what starts here changes the world. And I really believe that. And so I'm going to leave you with that.